let us explore the realm of technology.
So Meta's stock has absolutely tanked. We're talking down over 60%, and their growth has basically hit a brick wall. So why on earth is the company we all used to call Facebook pouring billions upon billions of dollars into a virtual dream that, let's be honest, most people find pretty confusing? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dig into the massive, high-stakes gamble behind the metaverse.
Yeah, for a lot of us, the whole metaverse idea feels a little off, right? The presentations can be kind of cringy, the legless avatars look weird, and it's just really hard to tell if this is actually the future or just another tech fad that's going to burn out.
But this isn't just about a vibe. Meta's stock value has cratered. That's a very real, very painful drop. This isn't some little side project for them. The company is literally betting its entire future on this virtual world, and so far Wall Street is not buying it.
Which brings us to the big multi-billion-dollar question. Why would a company risk so much on a concept that feels so unproven and, frankly, not very popular right now? Well, the answer isn't about fun and games. It's about control.
To really get why Meta is making this huge bet, you first have to understand the power dynamics of the internet we use every single day. And to do that, let's just make sure we're on the same page about the tech we're talking about.
So VR, virtual reality, that's when you strap on a headset and boom, you're completely inside a new digital world. Think being teleported somewhere else. AR, augmented reality, is different. It lays digital stuff over the real world around you, kind of like a virtual layer on top of your reality. And Meta is betting everything that one or maybe both of these is the next big thing after the smartphone.
When you boil it all down, power on the internet really comes from two places. You either control the ads, like Google does by knowing everything we search for, or you control the devices we all use, like Apple does with the iPhone. If you control the hardware, you control the front door to the user.
And this right here is the perfect illustration of Meta's biggest weakness. Because they don't control the phone, Apple is able to roll out one single software update, that little Ask App Not to Track button, and basically kneecap Meta's entire business model. They were totally vulnerable because they were playing in someone else's house.
So here's the logic, right? Facebook and Instagram have pretty much signed up everyone they can. They've hit the ceiling. And at the exact same moment, they lost a huge amount of control. So what's their move? Stop trying to win on the current internet and go build the next one. A whole new world of VR and AR where they own the devices, they write the software, and they make the rules.
So how are they going to build this new world? Well, it all starts with hardware. Let's take a look inside the MetaQuest Pro, their high-end $1,500 headset that is really the key to this entire plan.
Now, you don't have to be a tech whiz to see that this thing is absolutely packed with serious hardware. It's got a custom processor, tons of memory and storage, and super high-res screens for each eye. This is not a toy, it's a powerful computer that you wear on your face.
One of the biggest wins for the Quest Pro is honestly the design. They move the battery to the back, which balanced the weight out. That makes it way more comfortable to wear for a long time compared to older headsets. And that's a huge deal if you want people to actually use this thing for work.
But, and this is a big but, it's not all good news. All that power just eats up the battery. We're talking an hour and a half, maybe if you're lucky, and that's just not going to cut it for a device that's supposed to replace your laptop for a full workday. It's a massive hurdle they still have to figure out.
Okay, but this is where the Quest Pro gets really, really cool. It's sensor technology. It's got full color pass-through so you can see the real world around you, but it also has cameras on the inside that track your eye and facial movements in real time. This is the key to making virtual interactions feel human and expressive, not like you're talking to a robot. And that right there brings us to Meta's true ambition. See, the goal isn't just to copy reality in VR, the goal is to make the virtual reality version of everything so much better that it becomes the obvious go-to choice over the real-world thing.
You know, right now we're in this kind of awkward phase. Let's be real, VR meetings feel like you're floating around with a bunch of cartoon characters from the Nintendo Wii. It's a little goofy, and it's hard to have a serious business meeting when nobody has legs. But this is just step one.
Because this is where they're trying to go. Meta has already shown off tech that can take a quick scan with your phone and create a totally photorealistic version of you in VR. Now, you combine that with the face and eye tracking we just talked about, and suddenly you have avatars that can show real, genuine emotion. That's a complete game changer. And that's when things start to get, as some people call it, scary good. Just imagine having a full 3-monitor work setup that you can take with you anywhere just by putting on a headset. or being in a meeting where you can actually look someone in the eye or lean over and whisper to a coworker. These are things that VR could, potentially, do way better than a Zoom call or even a real office.
So there it is. That's the strategy in a nutshell. They want to find everything we do online, working, hanging out with friends, playing games, and then just dump an insane amount of money into the VR version to make it so good that choosing it is a no-brainer. They want to get so many things right that we all just adopt it. And if they actually pull it off, if they succeed, well, that leads to a really important and, frankly, a little terrifying question about what that future is actually going to look like. And this is the fundamental problem here. This isn't just about a new gadget. It's a race to build the entire foundation for the next internet. And the idea of one company, especially this company, given its history, having that much power, well, it's a deeply worrying thought.
You can see their strategy plain as day. It's brute force with money. They are using their giant war chest to buy up the best game studios, develop all the core tech, and build an ecosystem that's so far ahead of everyone else that by the time any real competition shows up, the race might already be over. It's a land grab for a new digital world.
Of course, they're not totally alone. You've got companies like Pico and Google in the mix, and of course, the whole tech world is holding its breath, waiting for Apple to finally show its hand. But here's the thing. Nobody is spending money on the same astronomical scale as Meta.
Which leads us to a pretty difficult conclusion. As much as we might not like it, the hard reality is that Meta's sheer financial firepower makes them the company most likely to actually push VR and AR over the hump and into the mainstream.
Look, at the end of the day, we all know that when companies really compete, we, the consumers, win. We get better products and better prices. But the question we're left with is a big one. In this race to build the metaverse, will there be real competition, or will Meta's money build a walled garden so big that we all just end up having to live inside it?
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends.